With Easter Jeep Safari right around the corner and with questions starting to pop up from first timers, I thought I would take a few minutes to share some advice on how to get the most out of your experience, including how to get first tips on a trail before everyone else does, and a few extra bonus tips that you'll want to stick around to hear about. So why Easter Jeep Safari? It's a big, exciting event. Yes, there are a ton of people. Yes, it can get busy, but if you've never been, it's something that you definitely have to experience for yourself. If you're not used to off-roading, being in groups gives you a big confidence boost. You can think of it as a big safety net. The trail leaders have run these trails before. They know what your vehicle is capable of doing. They've gotten all kinds of vehicles through on all kinds of different lines. So really it's just a mental game of, can I make it through this trail? Some of them can be intimidating, especially if you don't have a lot of experience off-road, but there are people that are there to help you and support you. You can meet new people. A lot of the people that we've met that we call friends now, we met at a lot of these events. It's exciting. The entire town of Moab is full of 4x4 vehicles. All the vendors are there with the big vendor shows on Thursday and Friday, and there's often vendors that are set up in downtown Moab at different locations. So if there's products that you've been eyeing or wanted to see in person, now is the time to do it. Plus, a lot of these vendors offer discounts, so that's another thing to keep in mind. Booking, Easter Jeep Safari is not just for Jeeps. It's open to any street legal 4x4 vehicle, and this includes buggies. So if your buggy is street legal, then you are allowed to book at Easter Jeep Safari. The trails are rated from 1 to 10, 1 being the easiest, 10 being the highest. I don't think there's actually a 10 that's bookable. There's only one 9 at Bridget Canyon. It is very difficult. 1s and 2s are dirt roads. Once you get into 3s, you start encountering small ledges, and then the size of the ledges just kind of increases from there. A good rule to follow is if you think you and your vehicle are capable of doing a 5, book a 4. You do have to register an account, and you do have to register your vehicle on redrockfourwheeler.com website. Once you register a vehicle, they'll ask you a series of questions whether or not your vehicle has a front locker or a winch. If your vehicle does not have a front locker, you will not be able to book the trails that require a front locker, and those typically start at 6 and above. Do not book every day. I can't stress this enough. Maybe you are one of those people that can just push through it, but you're gonna need to give yourself a break during each of these trails. We made the mistake of booking nearly every day in the first Easter Jeep Safari, and we actually quit the last couple of days because we were just so done. Give yourself flexibility to meet up with other people during the week. This year we only booked 2 official trails, and we left 5 days open to run with other people. Another reason to not book every day is because the vendor shows are on Thursday and Friday, so you definitely don't want to book trails for those days. The big drawing is on Friday at 6:30. Your registration packet will include a raffle ticket, and that's how you enter for the raffle. These giveaways are a big deal. EJS encourages vendors to provide prizes that are worth substantial value, so it's definitely something that you will not want to miss. Where can you stay? Moab will be very, very busy this time of year. A lot of places book up the entire year in advance. A lot of the hotels and Airbnbs down in Moab, it's not uncommon to find those for $300, $400 a night. So definitely plan ahead, save your pennies. Other options include camping outside of Moab. Moab is surrounded by BLM land, which is open to dispersed camping. It is primitive, it is pack in, pack out, but that is another option to be aware of. There are various RV parks in and throughout Moab. They're going to be expensive. You can find some RV parks north of Moab, which are going to be a lot less expensive, but then you will have a 45-minute drive down into Moab. Arriving at the trailhead, they say to arrive 30 minutes early. In our experience, you really want to arrive 45 minutes to an hour early unless you want to be in the very, very back of the line. If they say it's a 9 o'clock time, that's the time it's actually leaving, so you definitely want to be there before that. So should you be in the front? Should you be in the back? I don't think it really matters. There's going to be a lot of action that you're going to see in the front. Sometimes these trails get packed with people. Sometimes the people in the back don't even get to meet the people in the front. A lot of times if there's something happening in the front, the people in the back will never even know about it because there's so many people. I say it really doesn't matter just because once lunch happens, everyone tends to park in a big group, and then leaving lunch, people tend to get out of order. So you could try out being in the front in the very beginning and then shift to the back at the end. It's a great experience whether in your front of the line or in the back of the line. And you have all the support that you need because there's going to be somebody in the front, there's going to be somebody in the middle, and there's going to be a tail gunner at the back of the line making sure that nobody falls behind. Another reason we suggest arriving 45 minutes to an hour early is because you're going to be talking to a lot of different people. In the peopling that you're going to be doing every day, this is another reason why we suggest leaving a couple of days open to give your mind a break. How long will the day last? Most of these days end about 3 p.m. This can depend, of course, on the trail that you're doing and the number of people that are in your trail and the types of vehicles that are in your trail with you. Expect anything and everything to go wrong. You know, some of these days will last long. We've been on trails where we didn't get off till 5, but there have been days where we've gotten off at noon. So again, it just depends on who is there, but at the end, it's completely worth the experience. Each of these trails are capped at 35 vehicles. This was different in years past where they would exceed 75 and 100 vehicles. Luckily, those days are a thing of the past, so you can at least be guaranteed to get off the trail sometime during the day. What do you need for these trails? You know, it's recommended to carry a CB radio. These big events still use CB. The trail guide is often giving history about the area and lots of tips about upcoming obstacles and stuff. So that's something that you'll definitely want so you can stay in tune as to what's going on. Lunches, you know, we will have a stop for lunch, so pack some lunches, pack some drinks, Gatorades, waters, stay hydrated. The weather can be very volatile. It can be very hot, it can be windy with sand blowing. It can also be snowing. So pack some extra jackets, pack sweaters, hats, sunscreen, sunglasses. Just be weather aware, which brings up another question is, should you run without your top? That's completely up to you. If you want to clean out your vehicle after you're done with the event, just know that it's going to be probably full of sand, full of dirt, full of rain or snow. But again, it's all about the experience. So live it up. Will there be bathrooms? Most of these trails begin on BLM roads, and you will often find vault toilets at some of these locations at the beginnings of the trails. They will stop multiple times during the day for what they call 10-100 breaks, which are P breaks, and then they have 10-200 breaks, which are the other kind of break. The thing to remember with these breaks is women, when you exit your vehicle, women go to the right because they're always right. I don't know who made this up. This is just the way it is. Men go to the left. This avoids all confusion with people crossing paths and offers each of us some type of privacy. If you do need to do number 2, most of the trail leaders will have some type of portable toilet with them. Bonus tips, you know, become a Red Rock 4-wheeler member. This gives you early access to book these trails before everyone else. And again, your money goes to great uses. It goes to the Mud Fund, which is the multiple use defense fund, and this helps to keep our trails open. Join the Easter Jeep Safari Red Rock 4-wheelers Facebook group. The Red Rock 4-wheelers organize and put on the Easter Jeep Safari every single year. This is so you'll find it's going to be one group in Facebook. There's lots of great information going around in this group, including like weather updates and trail closures or trail updates. Another good reason to follow the group is people often post in there when they're going out to ride on a trail and if they aren't registered for an official EJS trail. So look on Red Rock 4-wheelers website and track down when Easter Jeep Safari is using these specific trails. If you see the grayed out box, it means they're not using these trails and you're free to kind of show up and run those trails if you want. If you're by yourself, just show up at the trailhead in the morning. It's almost guaranteed that somebody else will show up or a group will show up and invite you into the group. Another thing to keep in mind is drones are not allowed. They will remove you from EJS. Yes, they are allowed on BLM. No, EJS does not have jurisdiction over BLM or the area above 55 feet, but they do have every right to stop you from coming to future EJS events. Last year we ran drone for a first couple of trails and we're told that we could no longer run it for the rest of the remaining trails. Fly it in your own little private groups, run the trails on your own and fly it then. But as far as with the group, with EJS, just don't take the chances. Recommended trails. You know, last year was our first year at Easter Jeep Safari, but we spent 9 weeks and ran 16 different trails. So we have a few recommendations as far as beginner trails all the way up to not beginner trails. If you're looking for something beginner and away from the hustle and bustle of Moab, you can check out Onion Creek. It's a nice flat trail, crosses the creek 13, 15 different times. It's very scenic and dumps out into a network of other trails. If scenic is still your vibe, you can check out 3D or Cameo Cliffs. Both of them offer amazing views of the rock formations and the grass and the green valley below. Cameo Cliffs offers an additional hiking trail, a small trail that goes up a ladder into a sandstone bowl formation. It's really, really cool up there. It's a nice little added feature and it just kind of adds to the experience of this particular trail. From there, if you aren't afraid of heights, you can check out Chicken Corners. It's a very scenic trail. There aren't any major obstacles. It just follows a shelf road on the other side, and there is only 1 to 2 feet before you have that 400 or 500 foot drop off on the other side. Stepping up from there, Poison Spider on Top of the World are another couple of our favorites. These are rated at 6. EJS does say that you need a front locker to book these trails. However, we have run multiple 6s at Moab without a front locker, so don't be worried about that. Both of them offer amazing views. Everything pretty much in Moab will offer amazing views because you're going to be up on top of the mesas. Top of the World especially offers you an area to drive out onto the ledge. We chose not to do that. It is very scary and it is a very far drop down. Poison Spider is another one of my favorites. The waterfalls at the very beginning just offers your vehicle the chance to kind of flex out a little bit. And Poison Spider, of course, has big ledges, a lot of optional obstacles, and offers a bypass for almost everything. Beyond Moab, if you're looking for something less people-y, look towards Thompson Spring. Sego Canyon, Book Cliffs, there are trails that go along the top of those mesas up there with viewpoints. You can follow Sego Canyon to the Sego Ghost Town. There's a ghost town back there. There's petroglyphs in the walls up there. You can follow that road all the way up to 8,000 feet. Definitely an area that you should check out if you're wanting to avoid people but still get some amazing views. That's all we got. If we miss anything, let us know in the comments below. If you've got any additional tips or tricks on how to make your Easter Jeep Safari experience a good one, also let us know in the comments below. We will be at Easter Jeep Safari. We'll be there the entire time. So if you see us and wave to us, if you want to run something, send us a message on Instagram. Let us know. We're always open. We're leaving multiple days open this year to run with friends. So let us know. And as for us, we'll see you next week.